Coming up on BKTV News, students struggle with the electronic device ban. How many students have had their phone taken away?
The Farmington Board of Education is welcoming a new member, and it's someone from our school.
Plus, it's homecoming week. But how does it come together?
These stories right now and more on BKTV Live. And I'm Marcus Birch. It's 80 degrees under a mostly sunny sky, and the weather should be great for tomorrow's homecoming parade and big football game against Union.
Phones. We all have them. But with the recent crackdown, we're learning to live without them. Corbin, Michaela, and I have a story.
Commonly referred to as the phone ban, the EPCD, or Electronic Personal Communication Devices ban, has been recently implemented in thousands of school districts across the country, aiming to improve academic integrity and student engagement. Dr. Jamie Lamont shares the details.
The Senate bill is EPCD, so it's Electronic Personal Communication Devices. So this isn't just about phones, it's about anything students could use to communicate on. Now, we know as a high school, our biggest hindrance in the school setting was cell phones. So I think that's why we all navigate directly to that. We say it's a cell phone ban, but it is other devices as well, to keep students locked in and focused, and not just focused on that social media and Snapchat and texting throughout the course of the day. That's where it's had the biggest positive impact, in my opinion.
Since the first day of school, many phones have been taken. Dr. Lamont shares statistics on how that number has changed with these new restrictions.
If I had to say an average, I would say 7 to 8 average. But just to give you some perspective, it is, the 17th or 18th day of school, and we have had 80 first-time cell phone violations. We have 1,400 around students. So to have 80 cell phone violations for 1,400 students for such a new thing, I'm not sad by that. I think that's typical. For second violations, we've only had 5 or 6.
While the EDPC ban has been positive for administration, students express their feelings. Who am I here with?
Heaven Conkle.
Tell me, Heaven, how do you feel about the recent phone ban?
I really hate it.
Do you think that it is a net positive or a net negative for our school district?
Probably a negative, just because music really helps people focus, and a lot of people don't have that now.
I feel like as much as people complain about it, it gets us talking to each other and more social.
How has it affected you personally as a student?
My grades are going to drastically drop. I have lower attention span, and everything's horrible.
Heard it here.
I think it's a positive because there have been less bullying. The only time I use my phone is to Google things, but now I have to study, and then actually my grades are doing pretty good without cheating.
Mr. McIntyre, how do you feel?
I'm checking my phone.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
How do you feel about the recent phone ban?
Am I looking at you or them? Them. I want to speak directly to the people. Okay, let's start again.
No introduction needed. Mr. McIntyre, how do you feel about the recent phone ban?
I love it. I love it. This is the best thing that could have possibly happened to Farmington High School in the history of my teaching career. That's no joke. When I first started in 2002, nobody had phones. Everybody was focused. People were listening to their lessons. Over the last 10 years, people stare at their laps, at their tables, at their hands, and I'm really happy that they're gone.
Sir. Who are we here with now?
Austin Hartle.
How do you feel about the recent phone ban?
It sucks, man. Yeah, it sucks.
Tell me, Ben, how has the phone ban personally affected you?
It hasn't really affected me much. The most is I'll feel my phone vibrate in my backpack, and I want to go grab it, but I don't, and I just forget about it. So I'm chilling.
It's a hard habit for kids to break. So obviously we've had to take kids' phones and call their parents and kind of work through that process, but we're working through it, and I think kids are picking up on it pretty quickly, so it's gone well.
Heard from the man himself. Farmington School District Director of Communications, Mady Southern, gives insight on how communication and connection has changed.
I've taught in the classroom, and even in the past, 5-10 years, and cell phones are a huge distraction for students. But I taught broadcast journalism, and so it was one of those things where they were sometimes helpful in the classroom, but they were more of a distraction. It's very early to tell, but I do think we all, and I don't want to say just students, because adults are guilty of this too, of, if I get in the elevator, it's way easier to stare down at my phone than to have a conversation with someone and say hello and make eye contact and all of those things. It's just easier to pretend that there's something really important on my phone. So I do think that it's going to be a good thing. I do think that we're all going to gain some skills that are desperately needed with just being able to communicate with people.
With the school year starting to settle in, students are now starting to come around on these new restrictions.
I have loved the way kids have interacted with me and other adults this year. It's impacted me in very good ways. I talk to students a lot, but now students are the ones starting the conversations. And it's kind of sad that it was, they didn't have anything else to do, so now they'll talk to us. Just like at lunch and in the halls and just various places, I've noticed students being so much more outgoing, and sometimes students that weren't before.
While many remain on the fence about the EDPC ban, the next 8 months of school year will be great nonetheless. Reporting for BKTV, Corbin Havley, Michaela Brotherton, and Marley Armonite.
As of October 1st, a total of 95 phones have been taken.
For the past 100 years, students at Farmington High School have had little to no representation on the Board of Education. That changed on September 8th. Michael Whitaker, Marcus Birch, and Chandler Connor have more.
On September 8th, Superintendent Dr. Kyle Gibbs released a video to all seminar teachers detailing plans for a new group of student representatives for the Board of Education called the Superintendent Student Advisory Council. In the video, Dr. Gibbs says he wants to put the student's voice in the center of the district.
We are launching the Superintendent Student Advisory Council. That's a big title, but here's what it really means. Students just like you will have a seat at the table to talk directly with district leaders and me about the things that matter most in your experience here at school. This council isn't about adults telling students what to do. It's about listening to you, your ideas, your challenges, your vision for making Farmington schools the best that they can be. Whether it's about academics, school culture, safety, or preparing for your future, we want to hear your perspective. In every grade from 6th through 12th, 2 students will be chosen to represent their classmates. They'll meet with me throughout the year to share feedback and bring forward ideas from their peers. And for the first time, 1 senior will even be selected to serve as a student representative to the Board of Education.
Angela Hahn is the president of the Farmington Board of Education. She says they've been wanting to do this for a long time.
Well, I've been on the Board of Education for many, many years, and we have talked about this and thought about it and then discarded it and then come back to it. And finally, with our new superintendent, Dr. Gibbs, we decided it was just time to make it happen. We'll have the opportunity to come face to face with students. That doesn't happen real often, but to actually have some voice and for students to tell us what their wants, their needs, some of their interests. Otherwise, those of us on the board don't always get to know that information unless we hear it from a kid.
Hahn says it's not just for high school students.
He's also doing he's getting some student participation from the lower grades, from Lincoln and middle. And those people, those students, are going to be reporting in a kind of a council with the superintendent, because we think that it's very important to have some student voices.
Get more information and sign up next year on the official Farmington School District website under the Student Resources tab. Reporting for BKTV Studios, this has been Chandler Connor, Michael Whitaker,
and Marcus Birch. Congratulations to all of the new SSAC members. We are full of homecoming spirit here at FHS, and Savannah Walker and Jocelyn Soltis tells us more. Don't forget.
It's homecoming week at Farmington High School, a week full of celebrations and everything it means to be a high school student. Nia Hayward is the Student Council class president. She says a lot of work goes into planning for all of the different homecoming activities.
I guess the hardest thing to plan is just like the logistics of it. People don't understand how much you really have to do to like plan homecoming, to plan a float, to plan a hallway, ordering everything and staying within your budget, and then making sure that parents weren't spending a butt ton of money on all the things for the float. So I guess that would be the hardest thing, is just the logistics of it all. But when it comes together, it's super satisfying.
Miss Allen is the student council advisor. She says setting deadlines is a very important part of planning homecoming.
Like, we got to give you guys enough time to plan your spirit days. We have to have enough time to like buy and purchase the materials to decorate the hallways and the floats with. So we have to have the theme and everything picked way beforehand so that we have enough time to do the spirit days and buying materials.
Miss Allen says that student council takes over from there.
So we pick the theme first, and then we have every single student and student council submit like questions that they want, or not questions, but ideas that they want for Spirit Days. But we also get Spirit Day ideas from like Freshman Academy and just new ideas like that. And then we put them all on a Google form, and the students vote on like the top 4, and then the top 4 is the ones that win.
Hayward says the senior float will be amazing.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but our hallway is going to be pretty big, which is more reliant on stucco in general. But at float building, I will say we plan on making steel field goals. So that's just a hint. And our trailer's probably going to have about like 300 pounds on it. So we have a lot of things to do, but it's really exciting.
Hayward says she enjoys all of the fun things each homecoming year.
I love getting to watch the band perform and getting to watch the queen be crowned and all the candidates come out in their dresses. That's so much fun. And I just love the atmosphere that brings everyone together, and we're all rooting for the same thing. I think homecoming is important for FHS because it's just something fun. It helps break up the school year, and if you get involved, it's definitely really worth it. And it's just a fun thing to be a part of, and it draws us all together. I would say just like making a fun atmosphere of like the spirit days, and then you go to the game and hopefully we win, and that's always super exciting. But then also through the week, going to float building is so awesome if you do that. That's what makes homecoming feel like homecoming.
Make sure to vote for your homecoming queen. The candidates are Cayman McIntyre, Claire Maloney, Claire Tinnen, Layla Wade, Alexia Robania, Joyla Harris, Savannah Schaefer, and Addison Hubbard. Make sure to vote with the ballot that is in your email.
Don't forget to watch the homecoming game right here on BKTV to see your queen crowned, and go to the dance on October 4th.
That's all for our first edition of BKTV News. I'm Marley Armnight.
And I'm Marcus Birch, hoping that this homecoming will be a night to remember. Did it?